What troubles me is if, in fact, the Biden administration now believes that this major, unprecedented since World War II military offensive is about to unfold in Europe, why isn't there more being done to prevent it? Why is everything on the balance of reacting and using that threat of that reaction to deter Russia when from the Russian perspective, there's every reason to believe that these high costs may not actually come to fruition because the Europeans don't have haven't had historically a high appetite for punishing sanctions. The Europeans have a um, much more cooperative relationship with Russia and don't necessarily want to bear the brunt of economic sanctions. Effective means would be to signal sanctions and then make sure that the Russians understand that the threat of sanctions is real. And the way you do that is you take some of the legislation that's floating around right now in Congress, you pass it with overwhelming bipartisan support, you sign it into law, and then sanctions snap in as soon as Russia takes action. We could foresee a large disruption on the horizon, and the U.S. could increase output and ask our partners in the Middle East also to increase output and develop contingencies to service the European needs. So I think it is quite realistic. And it's exactly what we should be doing. In order to build coherence with the Europeans on these very costly measures that they're going to take against the Russians, but that also have blowback on the European economies. We should be softening some of that fallout with regards to providing the energy that the European allies need. It's not just words, but deeds that are going to be important here. As long as Russia continues to build the military capability on Ukraine's border, I'm going to believe that that the clock is just ticking down to this military operation. There is nothing to indicate, there are no troops returning home. There is no announcements, no transparency, additional transparency on why all these forces are there. Until we have some greater clarity on the actual actions, I think we're headed towards this major confrontation.